Ibn Sina, known in the West as Avicenna, was born in 980 CE in Afshana, near Bukhara, modern-day Uzbekistan. He would go on to become one of the most influential philosophers, physicians, and scholars of the Islamic Golden Age, leaving a lasting impact on both the Islamic world and Western intellectual history. Ibn Sina's early life was marked by brilliance. His father was a well-known scholar, and he ensured that Ibn Sina received a thorough education in subjects such as logic, mathematics, and the natural sciences. By the age of 10, Ibn Sina had already memorized the Quran, and by the age of 16, he had mastered various classical Greek works on philosophy and medicine. It is said that Ibn Sina could solve complex philosophical problems even before he had completed his formal education. He was particularly drawn to the works of Aristotle, Galeno, and Plato, but he did not simply accept their teachings. Ibn Sina sought to reconcile their ideas with Islamic thought, creating a fusion of Greek philosophy and Islamic theology that would shape the course of intellectual thought for centuries. Ibn Sina's most famous contributions lie in the fields of philosophy and medicine. His Kitab al-Shifa, the Book of Healing, is one of the most comprehensive works of medieval philosophy, covering topics from metaphysics to ethics and logic. His philosophical approach was deeply influenced by Aristotle, but Ibn Sina introduced his own ideas, blending them with Islamic thought. In particular, he developed a complex system of metaphysics that dealt with existence, the nature of God, and the soul. One of his key philosophical contributions was his argument for the existence of God through the necessary existent. He argued that everything in the universe exists contingently, i.e., depending on something else, and therefore there must be a necessary existent, a being whose existence is not dependent on anything else. This concept deeply influenced later Western philosophers, including Thomas Aquinas. Ibn Sina's influence extended to medicine, where his most famous work is the Canon of Medicine, al-Qanun fi al-Tib, which became the standard medical text in both the Islamic world and Europe for over 600 years. In the canon, Ibn Sina meticulously described various diseases, treatments, and surgical techniques. His systematic approach to medicine was revolutionary, combining his deep knowledge of ancient Greek medicine with his own empirical observations and practical treatments. His medical expertise was vast. He treated various rulers and dignitaries of his time, and his work was instrumental in shaping the development of medical knowledge in the Middle Ages. Ibn Sina's methods emphasized diagnosis, treatment, and the importance of hygiene, setting the foundation for modern medicine. Despite his intellect and fame, Ibn Sina's life was far from easy. He lived during a time of political turmoil, where empires were shifting and power struggles were common. Ibn Sina faced exile, imprisonment, and constant political instability. At one point, he was imprisoned for a short time due to the political conflict of his era. Yet, throughout these challenges, Ibn Sina remained focused on his intellectual pursuits. His ability to adapt to various environments and his determination to continue his scholarly work in the face of adversity were remarkable. Even while wandering from city to city, Ibn Sina continued to teach, write, and influence those around him. Ibn Sina's legacy is immense and spans various fields. His philosophical writings laid the foundation for much of medieval thought, bridging the gap between Greek philosophy and Islamic theology. His works on medicine and science were studied by scholars in both the Islamic world and medieval Europe. In the West, Ibn Sina's Canon of Medicine became the primary medical text in universities until the 17th century. Many of his philosophical ideas were incorporated into scholasticism and influenced thinkers such as Thomas Aquinas and René Descartes. His approach to logic and metaphysics also impacted the development of Western thought, particularly in the field of epistemology. In the Islamic world, Ibn Sina is regarded as one of the greatest scholars and thinkers. His approach to integrating reason with faith and his ability to synthesize Greek philosophy with Islamic principles helped define the intellectual landscape of the Islamic Golden Age. Today, Ibn Sina is celebrated as a polymath whose contributions to philosophy, medicine, and science continue to inspire scholars around the world. His works are still studied, and his influence is still felt in both the East and the West. Ibn Sina was more than just a philosopher and physician. He was a bridge between ancient Greek thought and Islamic theology. His work transcended borders and time, shaping both Eastern and Western intellectual traditions. His story is a testament to the power of knowledge, perseverance, and the enduring pursuit of truth, demonstrating that the search for wisdom can lead to a legacy that lasts for centuries.